fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. What you care? Well, it's Monday. I am exhausted, but I still have to work, so why would I not practice this too? All right, let's see how we're opening up this week. ICT's not doing anything this week. He's, I guess, dealing with Lent or whatever. I am going to spend the time seeing how the markets behave this week and documenting that. And you guessed it, continuing to just my trading model. Sounds like a good time. Drop a like, drop a comment, and let's get sunny. Okay. All right. So let's see what we've got. And actually, I'm gonna reach out to my new week opening gap actuals, and let's drop up to a daily and see where we are. Look at that. No, the seasonal tendency that I've been tracking is pretty bullish, right? Seasonal tendency. And we've literally climbed into the 212 New York opening gap. We failed to make a lower low. And let's see what we've been doing. So we're on to the beginning of the second quarter here. So the last 20 days, we've we made this lower low and this higher, and this high is the highest high right there. We've taken that out with some gusto. In 40 days, the high is here, the low is still here. 60 days, the low is down here, the high is still here. So we'll see what happens in the next 20 days. Let's take a look at this week's openings. So we're on Monday. Okay, Sunday. Come now. Oh, right, doing the 5-minute thing. Wow, yeah, look at that. So that's Friday. Sunday's actual openings right there. So I'm gonna set this as a different color just because let's double that up. And Friday we closed there, and let's get midpoint. So this is gonna be fascinating to watch it move between the two. So consequent encroachment right there. Let's dash that. And then we can get rid of this. Okay. Save that. And so now we have an overlap. And we're in between. We're at this guy hanging out. Consequent encroachment here. Shift. Take the auto off. Let's see. So last week we had quite a run up. I mean, it was like it wouldn't stop. It just kept going. You know? So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of just meander about this week after all of that. After all, ICT was like, well, when you have a big move like that, they tend to consolidate until the next thing and see if there's any actual news popping out this week. So Monday. 9:45, a little weak one right there. 10 o'clock, ISM manufacturing PMI. So we'll see how it behaves at 10. Some Australian dollars, Forex stuff. Another JOLTS job opening on Tuesday. So we'll see how many folks have actually taken a break this week. ADP non-farm employment change on Wednesday. ISM services PMI. And Friday, non-farm employment change. There's a few things at 8:30 in the morning. All right, so today's the 3rd. Nothing at 8:30. So 10 o'clock, 9:45, 10 o'clock. We'll see what's up. See how things want to behave. And the hourly, daily fair value gap up here. And go ahead and clear some of this out. Do a little cleanup. Volume imbalance from before. And take out the buy side liquidities. Get rid of that. Let's just clean up. And we'll come in somewhat fresh. All right. This might become an inside day. The range from my perspective is from the high of this to the low of that. So we'll see. They came in and filled in this volume imbalance on the daily nicely. I specified buy side all the way up here, so we'll come back down and see why I said that. And given that I feel like, let's move this over a little bit. Given that I feel like it's gonna be an inside day, like a small move day, because let's take a look, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I don't really have much of a huge bias at the moment. But you find that, big drop, smaller moves, volatility, might tend to happen, or look, big rise, smaller day, come back down. Fair value gap down here, one all the way down here. If they're going to continue up higher, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to drop and give the institutions a chance to fill up their banks again. Let me specify the new week opening gap for here. 49, 39.50 on the top. 49, 39. Plop that in there. And let's make that 50. Eventually I won't need to plot it on both, but all in good time as they say, right? Oh, and let me plop this in here. Opening gap and that's 4-3. Guys, why is it always already April? Like, how crazy is that, right? It's already April. That's just the right. Okay. And the base of this is 41.27. That's where we're hanging out at the moment. Now, given the nature of the week, I'm probably just going to try and this is so far away for now. I'm just going to clear these out. If I'm not using it, if it's not close by, I don't care about it. So right now, these are the only ones that are going to be on the chart for me. And this guy, 41.33 and a quarter. Dashed line. And I was like a whole point off. All right, cool. So let's go back to the 1 hour. So now as we can see very clearly, we are, for the most part, consolidating inside of this thing. And have a nice juicy gap in between here. Volume imbalance. So just gonna, well, there's an actual volume imbalance and then a liquidity void and a volume imbalance. I'm just gonna note them both. Sorry. About the beeping work laptops. Let's just, can I get it? See if I can get it. Let's see how well they've taken to that guy. All right, so they've pretty much balanced that space. So that's the whole volume imbalance right there. So let's do that. Let's make that a little less, be a little okay. All right. That's what the hour looks like. Let's take a look at 15. So relatively equal lows down here. So that's sell side for me. Pretty sure their order's just hanging out under here. Let's note that. And from where I'm standing, them plopping up, this is buy side, obviously, very equal. No reason for them not to plop back up in here to come back up. So let me just note that as buy side for the moment. And giant fair value gap for them to dig into on the 15 minutes. So let's do that. I don't currently have any actual bias since we are currently hanging out in a range. And so you can clearly see on a 5-minute chart, we are not quite in sync at all. It's all over the place. So probably a good idea to wait for something really obvious. Because look, we've got relatively equal highs on the top here. This has already been taken on the Dow. And the NASDAQ is going in the opposite direction. The NASDAQ is just going sideways. So nobody's is in consort at the moment. So yeah. I don't know if it's the best time. Probably might be best to wait until after 10 o'clock. That's probably what I would be doing. Just wait until after 10 o'clock. But we are testing things too. So let's see. So on the 5. Oh, and we should probably take a look at what the Dixie's doing. Given the way this is behaving, it's probably just sitting still. Who the hell knows? All right. Whoa. All right, so let's bring this over. So it's dipped into this fair value gap. This is on 15. So let me clear that up. Right there. Fair value gap on the 15. And I wonder if this one is causing it to, nope, it hasn't made it all the way down to it yet. Okay, so that's already done. Taken. Relatively equal down here. So next area for it to plop down to, it's dropped quite precipitously. And see, oops. Let's turn that into resistance potentially. Cycling down, see what it looks like. Yeah. So it hasn't broken anything personally. I'd wanted to break out of this thing, turn it into support, maybe take out these highs and then continue on up if it wants to continue up. Um, it's not really going anywhere at the moment. And I've had a number of ranges in this scenario. So we're in the volume imbalance in here. See how it behaves. Fair value gap right in here. If the body of the candles don't stay here, then it's going to take this out. I feel like it's going to do it anyway. We've been making higher whatever, and we took this out. So sell side taken here and here. So they could potentially do any number of things. But we are in a range. Oh, that's dirty. Hang on. I think I lost my glasses yesterday, my shades. So I'm gonna be very sad. Let's cycle through this as well. Or fair value gap up here. Small one right here that seems to be holding the price down. Shift. I just don't like these equal highs up here. So I feel like I'll have to wait. And we're really close. We're at the midpoint, right? So we're really close to, yeah. What am I trying to say? I don't even know. I was gonna say we're really close to the top of the new week opening gap and that big fair value gap on the top. But in all honesty, we really just aren't. We're just in the middle after a shift. What's that? 4 minutes? 3. That one seems to be holding it down. 2. Yep. Not bad. And 1. So, it's not quite the model. The way this is moving doesn't look like the volume's there. They took this out, that out, made a shift, came back up into this fair value gap right here. It's a lot of little voids and things further up. Question is, if we choose to continue on down, can we get like 5 handles? If we were to say try and take a short from here, I guess we're gonna live do this with a 8 handle thing. Does that look? I don't really trust it. I want a proper shift. I didn't really get that. It's still coiling up. It's not really taking anything down, and the green candle seems to be holding price up. So I'm not really married to this scenario. I'm just curious to see if it's going to play out. I mean, we do have a shift. We have a low, it's like a high, higher high traded down into. So we're technically in a breaker, I think, right here, if you were to consider it that. So midpoint in the new week opening gap, so potential for a short. See if we can get 20 ticks below here. Let's take a look at about 429. We know it's going to come all the way down here though. If it's going to bother, it's going to bounce in between the two. So 20 ticks there, real destination there. Let's see what this looks like on the 1 minute. Oops. You guys, I always have the worst time trying to like grab that. All right, so let's see. How are we looking on the 1 minute? Because on the higher time frame, it looks like crap. Okay, some more confluence on the 1 minute. So that's looking better. So given the shift and the breaker right there. High, higher high, shifted down. I think last red candle is the breaker. So given the volume imbalance and the imbalance in here, then I would be potentially looking at like the midpoint. Because this whole thing is the breaker, all of it. So let's see. So last week I forgot to show you guys my abysmal attempts. I think last Wednesday I FOMO'd a lot in 30th, Thursday, 30th. Oh my God. Yeah, I had a ridiculous. I wasn't very good. I think last week what day was the 30th? Because Tuesday and Wednesday I was running around with my mom. Why is that not coming up? Oh, that's so weird. Oh, the calendar's not popping up. So I had a very bad week. Stopped out a lot. Um, yeah, Thursday was Thursday. Then Tuesday I was out with mom doing silly things. Oh, like I got what, like two stop outs, and I was like, stop yourself. And then Wednesday I was just trying things and failing, as you can see, getting stopped out. And then testing my stop loss and see how well that was gonna work. I wasn't doing a very good job of figuring out direction, but all a very good learning experience. So took me down a peg on my balance there. It's really interesting to see how the mind really like thinks. Like I'm like, oh, it's paper trading. I'm like, no, I need to try to treat this like it's my real account, it's my real money, and I can't just reset it and everything is okay. And so I said to myself, like, nope, we need to take this out. If we don't take it out, given the range that we're currently hanging out inside of, we should be able to get 20 ticks. But like I said, I don't really trust this juiciness right here, but this has its potentials for a quick hit down to this guy. 20 ticks is where this is. I just wanted to denote that. And it's looking not bad. So let me make some annotations here. So my short game is not bad at all. It's my long game that needs a lot of work. I think it all needs work, right? Then high, higher high. So fair value gap. So I'm just gonna denote the breaker right here. So it's a bearish breaker. So bearish breaker right along there. Technically it's this whole thing. So you can see. Anything is so volume imbalance right here. We need to bust past it. Let's see. Come on, don't fight me. 20 ticks. We can do it. I know we're coming down here. So just gotta wait. Two. Yeah. All right. But this is technically, sell side, buy side taken up here because, all right. Equal those. Juice. See how long it's going to take to get the 20 ticks right here. But look at the way this is forming, right? There's an inefficiency right here. Right, I can come back up into if it wants to, but it needs to take this out. Now, in my mind, so no inefficiencies otherwise, right? Just this right here. So in my mind, it needs to stay here, below here. It needs to. If it doesn't and it closes a candle above it, then I think my idea is relatively invalid. So just like in this scenario, no candle closed body above. They just, went about consequent encroachment approximately, and then, you know, took off. So, uh, yep. Uh, let's see how this plays out. Other thing I need to work on is pressing the button when I actually have a good setup, right? Now I have a plan as to why I should get out of a particular trade. Um, and then again, gotta thank ICT for all the good learnings here. But I mean, five handles should not be difficult. Oh, you know what? Let's not have this be the same color. I think I make breakers purple for the most part. Okay, so look at this candle. Inside red candle. Huh. It's gonna expand. I want to expand. I hope it expands downward. Hope. Ridiculous. What if it's gonna be like this all week? All right, let's see what the other two are doing. Okay, so that guy's already taken it. Nasdaq's not making a lower low, and we've made equal lows. I mean, I still think it's continuing downward at least. We're inside a new week opening gap, so the usual logic is for it to expand and come all the way down here. And I think this might be the sixth sister as ICT notes. So we just took it out there, but still haven't taken it out here. So if we took the short from here downward, we should also be able to get like 20 ticks, supposedly. As everybody else is going down. This is the main divergence. It's not making a lower low. Everybody else has. Why are we struggling so hard for five handles? Come on now. So close. Not trying to do it. What time is it? 8:10? Get the behavior. I don't like it. Let's chop. Okay, we're gonna extend. All right, let's chop back up to a 5 minute. What's in here? That could be stopping it. Five handles. You can do it. It looks like it wants to turn around. Hmm. Look at how choppy this is. I mean, geez. Hung around, made this as close to decent as possible. We've dropped below. Like I said, I'll allow for it to come back up and tap this and continue. Yes, I'll allow it. Like I have any control. So that looks like on the 2 minute, 3 minutes. Very clear. And I finally get an extend. Nope. Still struggling to break below. Where's the NASDAQ? Was the NASDAQ or the Dow? No, the Dow. No, that's the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ already dropped down. The Dow, sorry, is the one that wasn't making the lows. Well, it just broke it. Did it? Let's see. The low of that is 41.31. Oh, I can't see. Let's maximize that. Equals. This thing not gonna go away. Can't see. I think I'd have to open it up as a separate thing. It's flattening out. I don't like the behavior. It's just gonna turn around. $20 handles? You couldn't just give me 20 handles? Oh, hello. You're gonna decide to behave yourself? Come on, 5 handles. Sorry, 5 handles, not 20. 5. 812. All right, coming down. We know they're coming all the way down this way. It really is somewhat nerve-wracking, right? Let's plop the Dow up. Definitely a six sister. So could have taken the short from this green candle right here. There it is. So let's get excited. Okay, let's not get excited. So real destination's down here, but I wanted to note five handles there. Just gonna go boom. uh, there it is. I'm gonna save that chart. And we know we're coming down here. We know we're coming down there. Because that's where it likes to hang. I'd already noted sell side all the way down here. Just took out this sell side. Sorry, let me just adjust that way. A lot of overlapping things, but I still feel like it's going to take all of that. But 5 handles, salted, nice. Quick hit, done and dusted. What? With shift, breaker, fair value gap, done. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I just, press the button. Something I need to work on. But I guess I'm still taking that out as far as I'm concerned. Now, in terms of like a return, so we have this fair value gap right here. There's one right here. So then come into this. Okay, take this, wick into that, continue down. There is a shift right here as well. Volume imbalance all the way up here. So I feel like they don't have a need to come all the way up there if they want to continue this drop. So let's see how they behave inside of here. And let's so that one's for the journal. And now we can remove that for now. Okay, good. Respecting it. Isn't it, they want to take that out properly. And down she blows. The relatively equal lows down here is where I think they're really going for. And then we have another New Wick opening gap all the way down here. Fair value gap in here. Lots of reasons, lots of draws for them to come down into that space. Probably gonna have to make this one short. But as I was thinking about it, right? Like as I'm watching it, watching the behavior, seeing how it's like respecting the breaker, once, twice, three, how many ticks is that to that like section right there? I'm just curious. All right, 28 ticks with a 8 tick stop loss. So these are the setups that I'm really looking for, right? Like what I'm really, really looking for. And if I'm sitting here waiting, let's use the fib for some targeting. So if I'm sitting here waiting for them to take out the sell side, then my real thoughts are that's taken, that's too close. So then that guy right there. But they also have all of this. It also depends on how far down they're going to go. So I would just take my money and come back and see what the situation would be. Now, mention that fair value gap in here. I really want to see them do anything with that. NASDAQ is behaving the same. And see, Six Sister. Could you have, that's a great thing, right? If you'd taken it right here, could you have gotten, yeah. So in the NASDAQ, sorry, the Dow, I wouldn't be trading that, but the Six System, which I just learned from ICT, very cool. You see this guy, it still hasn't taken this out, but it's been taken out here. It's been taken out here. It just needs to catch up, you know? So grab it, 20 ticks, done. Nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Probably gonna have to call this one a bit early. So I have to start my actual day job. You know, it's what pays the bills. Let's see how it behaves inside of here really quickly. So we are hanging out inside of this, aiming up. Let's see how it behaves. I'm okay if it wicks into here, but no bodies into it. Otherwise, we're coming up to deal with this volume imbalance. But they still haven't taken the end of this, so I'm just waiting for them to drop down. That's what I'm expecting. But we've already achieved what we came here for, which is 5 handles. Good. Once you can get that consistently over and over again, then I can start to really focus on like the longer swings. I need to take as much out of the market as I can, and multiple 5 handle swings. Let's say I get 4 5 handle swings in a day, one contract, that's $1,000. I mean, it's great. All right, so here we are busting through. All right, we got this little guy right here. Let's see what it wants to do. All right. Like I said, we're at the end of this road, so I wouldn't be entering into anything here. I would have taken my 5 and gone about my business. But like I said, I'm okay with it wicking into this guy. I don't want any candles to close above it. If that's the case, then we might be rolling up and turning around, but they still haven't taken the ends of this. Doesn't mean that they're going to. It's just that, we see how they behave around these. So, all right, so while we're doing that, let me get logged in and start my day. See, because I still expect them, but this long wick right here does sort of bother me a little bit. So like I said, I would have been out already with my 5 and just watching price tape reading. Well, I am just tape reading now anyway, as it stands. But I did get in here at a nice time with a nice little shift, and they were inside the breaker, didn't have to wait. That's not going to happen every day. Like I said, I feel like it's going to be a bit of a consolidating day. And yeah, the dollar looks like it's going to continue on down lower. It's closed below this fair value gap, so it's probably continue on down. So I might see some more bullishness on this as it comes back down. It needs to take out 102, 179 for me. But like I said, I'm expecting sideways behavior. So 5 ticks, 5 handles. I keep saying 5 ticks. 5 handles, I think, is all I'm willing on like a morning like this to worry about. All right, guys. Happy Monday. Hope everybody enjoyed the weekend and you're being safe. So, drop a comment down below and let me know how your trading journey, your learning journey is going. I just I need to get to a point where I can see all of these models in my freaking sleep. That's what I'm getting to. It's going to take time and a lot of practice, which I am here for. So I hope you are too. So have a great week. Shakira out.